It looks like the coach is back onto the server, and we will be jumping into this first round. As I said before, Astralis starting off on the CT side, and karrigan is going to get the early action, but actually, he will lose 30 HP.
Well, we've got Speedy once again with the smoke and flashbangs. Nico's gone for the Desert Eagle once again. He actually did that before on Dust too, so maybe something he favors there. Christian does open it up though, taking down karrigan. And now we can see the CT trying to react. devve has pushed through the palace and going towards T-spawn here. This could be vital. He's getting loads of information. You can see the CTs now able to react. Even though they're a man down, they have some sort of advantage here, just knowing it's more than likely going to be a B-side attack coming in here. Zipex with the aggressive position here, P250 in hand as well. And it looks like here comes the execute from the Ts.
Are they going to do it quick enough, though? devve is coming up from behind. Zipnix definitely could be the last line of defense here. If he goes big, the flashbang has connected, but he's unable to put the dots together with that P250. And now he is going to be charged down. Chris J is going to pick himself up that frag. 2 players down from Astralis. Make that 3 as next goes in onto dupreeh. That leaves the flanker of devve all that remains. He's down to 3 HP, and well, this is lights out Counter-Strike now from mousesports. There's really no hope of him clutching this. There we go. Dennis puts the final nail in the coffin.
Absolutely, not a single frag gathered there from Astralis. We saw Chris J open up the frag in there with the Glock onto karrigan, and as I said before, it looked like devve pushing into that palace area was the perfect reaction. They were getting in, so at least trying to salvage something from that round, and the flashbang onto the B apartments there was perfect. They connected with everyone. Everyone was blind, but unfortunately unable to make the P250 do any real work there, and then just got overrun onto the bomb side. So looking at the buy for Astralis, they are keeping the money reasonably modest there. As I mentioned before, karrigan is the AWP player on this map, so he's not going to be forced buying into this with armor. He's going to be making sure he has enough for that first gun round. And Speedy does open up the proceedings here, taking down dupreeh, and they've gone for some fast short control here. This should be a pretty easy round, as I say though. karrigan does answer back, taking down Dennis, and at least tying things up here.
Yeah, a bit of a commitment as well from Astralis in this round with the pistols and some of those armors as well. devve still has himself a defuse kit, but as you mentioned, 3 assault rifles with a UMP to boot. It's not looking good for the Danes.
Well, Zipex does have the Desert Eagle, and you'd assume he's towards the B bomb side right now, just hoping someone does walk into his crosshair. The T's with enough time to play with here. Still 1 minute left on the clock. They don't need to overcommit. They're trying to wait for the CTs to make a mistake, a reaction to come in here. Flashbangs go towards short. Nico's going to be leading the charge here, and you would assume he will be taking out Zipex here. That's the shot he was hoping for, but unable to make it connect as next takes him down.
Yeah, very unfortunate, but ooh, cajunb, I think he very nearly picked up 2 frags there. He does get traded out. And again, it's going to be devve with that 5-7. He does have a defuse kit, but no armor, so aim punch is a very real obstacle. And there we go. He has been put 6 foot under. Mousesports convert their second round and keep 3 assault rifles going through here.
Yeah, pretty clean round for them there, and he dropped 1 frag. So Astralis, you would assume, it's going to be pretty much a full eco going into this round. USPs across the board. They have got a flashbang, so I'd assume potentially maybe push up towards middle, try and flashbang the teammates towards the top there and see whether anything can happen. They haven't upgraded any pistols whatsoever. You can see Speedy and Next just reacting to that. They're going to keep on 5-7s and Tech 9s here and just try and make the round as inexpensive as possible, as they are going to be pushing off short and focusing towards that mid area of the CTs.
Yeah, it's intelligent play. They know that Astralis likely have absolutely nothing, so the Tech 9 and the 5-7 still very potent in this round. Nico is going to break the deadlock onto Zipnix, and as expected, this round is just going to slip away. Yeah. Astralis, of course, will go for this because there's no reason to save.
Well, yeah, there's literally nothing to save. You might as well see if they can get an AK away from this. It will just boost the economy a little bit going into the next round. Nico does take down 2 there. It's going to be cajunb and devve dropping, just leaving dupreeh and karrigan in an unwinnable situation. The bomb is down towards B, and they will just be hunting for anything they can. If they can find a single frag here, that would be impressive. So let's see what they can do with it.
It's not looking good, is it? There's no easy targets either. Everyone with head armor on mousesports, and dupreeh is all that remains. The only hope for Astralis to get anything from this round, and he's not going to get it done. Next, we'll finalize that one with ease. 3-0, but here comes the buy now from Astralis. The first big test for mousesports on home ground.
Problem is they don't have a single kit here. Astralis are great at a hybrid team in terms of their approach to this map. They can be very aggressive, they can push players into underpass, and I think this is probably one of the rounds they need to be doing something like that. They haven't got the kits, they can't allow a full execution to come in from mousesports here, so let's see what they opt to go for. It looks like it's going to be a pretty standard setup, but karrigan has got the AWP. He's Molotov out of position, so won't be able to get that initial pick towards the top and middle, but managed to stay and get away with his life right now as Mouse going for full mid control.
Interesting stat as well from today. Every game that's been casted has gone 5-0. So these rounds have always gone the way of the team that was already winning. So let's see if Astralis can break that curse. They have started off in the best possible way as Chris J finds his demise.
Yeah, devve, as I mentioned before, very solid in that B-bomb site. Even when he has a Famas in his hand, he manages to take down one of the talisman of the team, Chris J, and doesn't take any damage as well. So fantastic work from him. That's just what they needed to help them and give them a leg up in this round. You see, mousesports haven't really gained too much traction. They have got control of connector, but the CTs are well aware. They're playing a very passive game here, waiting for the T's to commit.
Yeah, it's certainly a smart endeavor, as they have already picked up the frag and a real lack of utility. As you said before, not a fuse kit, but Nico just being sneaky through Palace is going to alleviate some of that pressure, but devve puts it right back on again. dupreeh's going to chime in with a frag as well. Next been dropped down to 12. karrigan misses that shot. Probably not going to make a huge amount of difference, though, for mousesports, but if they can get this bomb plant down on a 2 versus 4, they'll be pretty happy with themselves. However, it has been dropped. There goes Nico. Will spray down devve, but instantly answered back on.
Yeah, nice play there from Astralis, bouncing back after the 3-0 deficit there. devve picking up that nice kill onto Chris J. One-on-one play. Absolutely played it perfectly. Very nice positioning from him. And then the CT's going in a very passive setup there, forcing the T's to come into unfavorable crossfires, and they capitalize and only drop 2 players in the end. So decent round for them, but definitely mousesports have the opportunity to buy up in this one. You see Chris J does have the AWP once more. Dennis only has a Tech 9, but it looks like a full A execute coming in here. All 5 players committed to that side of the map. They're going to be going for a full wall of smokes here, trying to get the bomb down and make things uncomfortable for Astralis. Big round for both teams. If mousesports can pick this up, it resets the economy and potentially gives them 2 rounds here.
Absolutely. And that Tech 9 can be a real terror when the smokes start to descend. But so far, they haven't pulled the trigger just yet. They've got onto Tetris. A bit of real estate has been claimed, but no early frags. There we go. cajunb finally breaks a deadlock here in round 5. But is he going to put any more bullets to faces? dupreeh also comes in. The wall bang from cajunb finalizes the kill onto Chris J. And suddenly, in the blink of an eye, it's all on Nico. He's on ramp. He's got the bomb. But surely he can't clutch this round.
I would say if there ever was a man for the job, he would be it, and that's a prime example there. Takes down devve with a fantastic headshot, though, in a 1-on-3 situation now. Has got time to play with and the bomb. Like I said, this guy is an absolute killing machine, so never count him out of any situation here, as he does make his way up towards Tetris.
He still has time as well, and 100%. He got that clean kill just before Molotov into Shadow. No one's home, though, from Astralis, so he has tried to roll the dice. Unfortunately, he just got snake eyes. And with 30 seconds, I mean, he has to go for this. If he's going to pull the trigger, it needs to be pretty much now.
Well, he's just trying to get the CTs questioning themselves a little bit. They don't actually know where he is. You can see someone peeling away towards the B bomb site now. They are questioning their setup a little bit. And he's actually got a pretty advantageous position. The fact he's got towards Shadow, undetected so far. Could hit this shot here. That was everything. Doesn't manage to do it, and now only 10 seconds remaining. Has to plant. That should be the round over. As I say that, though, he takes down cajunb, and he should be punished now from CT spawn. But somehow, he does something with this. Had he planted there, he had time. He could have actually won the round. Doubted himself for a little bit there. He could have planted Metis, but decided to go for the 3rd kill.
Man, I think I may have just voice cracked because I saw it. So surprised.
I guess he didn't see the actual top round timer in time, but exciting scenes there. As I said before, if you ever wanted someone in a 3-on-1 situation, he is your man. And this is the kill here. Could have planted, had 4 seconds. He could have just got it, I think. So interesting scenes. Nico does survive with the AK-47, but the rest of mousesports on a full eco here as we enter round number 6.
And he is the first player to go in and the first to fall. I was going to say he did at least take down 4 players in that last round. The problem for mousesports is they're not able to capitalize on this because they themselves have terror-bad economy. And cajunb is going to town. The first 3 frags go his way. devve is going to be the ace blocker on this occasion, but this round is going to go very convincingly to Astralis. 3-3 now, and keep all 5 weapons alive.
Yeah, not really much to report from that round. mousesports didn't really invest anything into it whatsoever. They had the AK from the previous, but unable to make anything really happen. So we go into round number 7 now. Interesting decision to go for the buy here. Dennis is going to be the only one with a rifle here. They have... It's actually kind of interesting because Dennis is fully invested. He's left on $0. The rest of the team are actually on a quasi-buy here. So they've left themselves on around 2K for next round. He's gone all in with the AK-47, so he needs to do some serious work this round. Looks like they'll be committing towards the B side of the site, but the problem is, as I said before, this dynamic play from karrigan. He has got towards the B apartments. Actually misses the first shot. He's in an unfavorable situation now. Takes down next. Should be punished here. Speedy takes him down, and now it's all up to devve.
Problem is, though, they're now stuck in B apps, and you'd fancy the CTs to be able to lock this down. I say that, but Dennis actually comes through. Here comes devve. 2 frags. He did spot the first player, just kept his finger on the trigger, and there we go. He rounds it up. very close for mousesports. And I thought karrigan's first initial shot that missed would have cost him dearly. Not the case.
That's the thing. As soon as he gave his position away there, he was so committed, so deep inside those B apartments. He thought that once that first shot was missed, that was it. He managed to take one down with him, though, and devve stepping up massively here with 3K to secure the round. Big plays from him, and karrigan does pick up the AWP once more. So mousesports do get another buy here. Then it's going to be onto the Galil, but they have got full utility, so not going to be committing towards the A side of the map so far. Going to be going back towards that mid control, but 2 CTs waiting for them as well. dupreeh's gone pretty aggressive, and there it is. Gets the first kill with the M4A1, taking down Dennis, and now the CTs can justify falling back into that passive mentality once more.
Another worrying state of affairs for mousesports is with that early death, they only have 1 smoke left to play with.
Okay,
Nico. So getting onto this site with 1 minute 20 is going to be rough, but Nico, the man again, comes alive and gives mousesports a lifeline.
Absolutely. Fantastic shot from him, just as the smoke was about to bloom as well. Lights out shot from him as he does bring it down to the 4-on-4. And this situation, I have to say, does potentially favour the terrorists here. As you can see, the CT is kind of questioning what kind of setup they should be going for here. dupreeh in towards those B apartments. He will be pushing as well. I like this reaction, gaining intel any way he can. He's not going to fight anyone, so this is great for the CTs. You can see now it actually allows zipex to fall off the B bomb side and make his way towards A, as the T's do set up for an A attack here. 45 seconds remaining.
Still, though, only 1 smoke. They have to make this count. Looks like Nex is throwing that towards the CT boxes. To draw out cajunb. Indeed, it's just going to land right in front of him, but can he easily jump up? And you can see he's still got the angle. Does miss the shot, however. And there are still Molotovs to play with, one of which has been thrown in shadow. I don't think that was deep enough anyway. No. But if they keep landing the frags, that's not going to matter whatsoever. They take the player advantage. 18 seconds, though. chrisJ with a double frag. Huge entries for mousesports. cajunb still at the back of the CT boxes. The bomb has been planted. And his teammate, his partner in crime of dupreeh, coming up through ramp. Key frag, but not clean. He's down to 9. And that's certainly going to hurt their chances now as he has been picked off. cajunb has a defuse kit, but only an AWP to play with in 1v3 retake. Surely, he's just got no hope of pulling this off. He's just going to back off. This
is just a full-on safe situation. The bomb is down. You can see the T's trying to hunt him down now. He's stuck between a rock and a hard place. He's got everyone hunting him down. But Nico does get punished for the hunt there. And it's going to be now the T's trying to save their weapons as cajunb will get away with his life. Impressive execution there from mousesports. As you mentioned before, the ADA had 1 smoke grenade to go into the A bomb site. We saw it come down to the 4-on-4. We saw dupreeh coming from the back. It seemed like all signs are pointing towards him, actually pintering and capitalizing on that situation. But chrisJ coming into those entry shots really did shut the round down. And it was at the smoke they chucked towards CD spawn as well. It was pretty lackluster. It gave cajunb a great opportunity to find that first frag. He just missed the shot. That shot meant everything. He could have taken down chrisJ there and then, and that was the round tied up. And it's those small little bits of information that kind of change the outcome of these key rounds here as mousesports neutralize things and bring it to 4 plays 4.
Indeed they do. Here comes the aggressive retaliation, though, from the devve. Oh, Mini gets flashbanged. Have to keep wary right now. Catches Nico as he jumps up. A talisman from mousesports has bit the dust. Xyp9x couldn't see anything fully flashed to the forehead. So he gets traded out. And that's pretty much B split wide open. The CTs are quickly maneuvering themselves into position on short. But the bomb is going to get planted, so another retake comes in. cajunb, though, is going to be pulling that trigger on the first 2 players. chrisJ's fallen down. The last 2 remaining terrorist players are both pretty low. Spinny's going to go in on 1. And as leaves him all by himself, but he can't do anything there. Just surrounded, outmanned, outgunned. Astralis will pick up their 5th. Yeah, that aggressive play from Astralis at the beginning around, funneling the terrorists towards the B-bomb site. But it just seemed like cajunb, dupreeh, too strong once again. devve coming in the back and finishing things off. That should break the economy of mousesports now. We can have a look at their cash. It's about 2.5 average across the board. You can see them justifying a quasi-buy here. Going to be not fully investing into this one. Nico and Dennis have got armor, but no utility apart from a flashbang on Speedy to speak of. So you'd assume this would be a very fast round. It's not really worth trying to slow things down and try and work a pick, and might as well try and stick together and just burst onto the CTs and see if they can find an unsuspecting counter-terrorist player. See what Nico is going for there. Had pretty much the best spawn for ramp, was hoping for that sexy 1D through the smoke. Instead, he gets naded twice.
And the burst should be coming in from mousesports any second. Here it is.
devve using that angle to perfection to make that 3 frags. It's pretty much an eco bash.
Yeah, pretty simple round. There's not really much to report. And as I said, mousesports is waiting for those initial nades to come in towards that lower ramp area and then bursting through the smoke, going for that surprise factor. But devve, as you mentioned, great use of that angle and locks them down. And finds himself his 4th frag there as well. Nicely done by him. Another quasi-buy coming in from the terrorists here. This time they are investing a little bit heavy into it. They've got 5, well, make it 4 smokes and armor as well, and some flashbangs. So not going to be committing towards the A side of the map this time, which you'd normally see. Actually going back towards that mid control. So potentially smoking off connector, smoke off the window, try and force their way up towards short. But let's see how they get on here. As karrigan, once again, towards that B bomb site. Xyp9x going aggressive as well, takes down Dennis.
Oh, karrigan turns his back, but misses the first shot. Is he going to get charged down as a result of this? Misses the second one, pretty important, but Xyp9x is there. In charge on B apps. He's run out of M4 ammunition though, which is why he brings up the USP instead. And does connect that shot. Meanwhile, Spiddy's being tagged up left, right, and center. Surely not long for this world. And Astralis do pick up yet another one, but that will be a rifle round coming in for mousesports, finally.
karrigan's had a pretty rough entrance into this game. You know, we're in the 12th round. He actually is currently sat on 2 for 6. We normally talk about him being one of the big impact players in this with his AWP. The one kill he did get towards B apartments was when he got shut down straight away, and then once again getting himself into an unfavorable angle, very close range of the AWP, doesn't even manage to take down a single kill. Didn't matter too much in the end, but we go into round number 12, 7 plays for Astralis, bouncing back now. Chris J bringing out the Krieg as well. We haven't seen that in a while. Definitely a very viable weapon, just not really used that often in current meta. Let's see what he can do with it. Chris J, definitely known as a fan of the cheesier approach to CSGO.
He just loves those scopes, man.
Yeah.
Maybe he should have joined FaZe instead with the COD theme, you know?
Well, let's see what he can do with it. Does try to push through the smoke there, unable to make anything work. And once again, the T's just trying to get in that mid control, potentially setting up an A split here. You can see it's Nico towards those Palace apartments there. As he does get to the end as well. The CTs don't actually have any smoker incendiaries left, so real opportunity right now to get a frag, and there it is. Nico does take down cajunb and open up the map, and it's a complete disaster for the CTs as 3 kills come in. karrigan does answer back, but he's being forced off. Now Molotov should keep him out of the bomb site as well.
Yeah, karrigan has to turn tail and run away, so it stops him from holding the angle. He will get onto the site. Xyp9x does bag himself a free frag there onto Chris J. Probably pretty mad at himself for that one. That gives them a chance to get back into this round. Xyp9x gets his second. He's going to bring that CZ dinks onto that last player, who's now next. He's all by himself. It's gone horribly wrong, that free frag. Could have just gift wrapped this round to Astralis.
Wow.
One that mousesports should simply be bagging comfortably goes against them.
What an absolute horror show that was from mousesports. Getting a little bit ahead of themselves, a bit too excited. When it's a 4-on-2 situation, you've got the bomb site under control. They've already thought, oh, this round's tied up. They'll be saving, no worries. Chris J throws an awful flash, exposes himself, gets taken down. His teammate gets dropped with him. The pincer comes in from the CTs, and that's just a real shocker to throw away. And you can see now their money isn't in a fantastic state, and they're reset. That's a round they should be winning. This is a major, major game for them. They've had such a great start against VP, and that round meant everything. Now they go again with the quasi-buy coming in, favouring that B-bomb side, but I feel like the morale of the team may have dropped a little bit there.
The thing is, well, Astralis are having some really sloppy rounds here, Henry. That last one, gift wrapping a couple kills. I think there was an assist on a teammate from karrigan. I think he AWP'd his teammate. And yet they're still just about edging ahead, you know, 8-4.
It's that Xyp9x factor. You can never count a round out. And that guy's on the retake. He's so strong in those certain situations. He picked up 3 frags in the last round. Device opening it up, though, taking on Nico. dupreeh's got some mid-control as well. This round should be pretty tied up. As next is smoked out of the B apartments, and they really have no choice but to fall back here. Still have time to play with, and 1 smoke and a couple of flashbangs. That's about it, though. As the CT is getting full control towards top and middle, dupreeh will be dropped, but at least gets into as to where the terrorists are.
Absolutely, yeah. So that bomb drop. But there is so much time left that they can't assume that mousesports is going to barrel through mid. That is what's happening right now. That smoke may very well give that away. And Dennis looking to take point with the Tech 9. cajunb, meanwhile, slithering his way through onto T-spawn. We've seen him do this a couple of times already. Xyp9x has missed that first opportunity, but does live to tell the tale at least. 35 seconds coming up. And mousesports congregating around connector, so very likely looking to push onto the A side. That Molotov's going to keep them at bay for now, and now cajunb is going to strike. First frag comes down, second as well. And that is all she wrote. Astralis with a 9-4 lead now. Yeah,
they definitely have bounced back. If you remember, they were 3-0 down, only dropped 1 gun round so far. They've been very strong ever since that original deficit. So now Chris J does pick up the AWP once more. So has karrigan, as mentioned before, had a quieter game, but hasn't had to have too much impact, as considering his teammates are stepping up so massively in these clutch situations. Interesting to see where he decides to go this round. He will be going back towards middle, and dupreeh getting into that underpass as well. We talked about him bringing the game towards a terrorist there, and this is no different, as he's going to be finding Dennis as well. Gets the bomb, he is committed at this stage, might as well go for the second. Next takes him down and bring him down to the 4-on-4, but he has spotted the bomb and 3 other players there as well. So in terms of what he's gathered, that is very, very beneficial for the CTs there.
Yeah, did severe damage to Chris J as well, who's down to 12.
Yeah.
So definitely a worthwhile endeavor. Typically, if it's a 1-for-1 trade, you're saying that probably favors the terrorists. In this case, though, certainly not.
Yeah, I'd say that's fair. Now you can see the Ts are trying to mix things up. They're not aware of where the CTs may have pushed on the other side of the map. They haven't got any presence towards A whatsoever. It's a huge risk to them right now to go back towards T-spawn, not having any of this intel. They need to stick together, and you'll see them go so slowly now, yeah, like this, just to make sure they're checking every single angle and making sure no CTs have pushed towards Palace or got towards lower ramp here. So Chris J's to be leading in and seeing if you can check every single tight angle here and work out whether there's any confrontation to be had.
They do still have 2 smokes at their disposal and a Molotov, so able to maybe draw out a couple of those pesky counter-terrorists from their hidey holes. And still a lot of time to play with. So Astralis are pretty much just staying in position. At one point they were stacking B, but they have realized that the A aggression certainly could be forthcoming. That would be the correct decision. And mousesports just biding their time here. They're still got a player in mid, actually. That's going to be Nico, I believe. Yeah, he's watching the back, just making sure no counter-terrorists decide to push his location. And now the bomb's gone back to B.
This is interesting. They've got 15 seconds left.
They have to just pretty much run straight there.
Yeah, literally, run straight there. By the time they even get to the bomb site, I'm not sure there's going to be enough time to even plant. Let's see. We're going to see right now. 9 seconds. I don't think there's enough time to plant even if they get the bomb there. Let's see what they do. 5, 4... Are they planting there? It's too late, I think.
I think he might just have it.
Oh,
he just had it with about half a second to go, and they've landed the frag, brings it back into a 2-on-2. Surely not from mousesports. Chris J somehow survives with 12 HP, just starting across. Beautiful flick shot on to karrigan, and that's going to leave cajunb, and he's been picked off from Speedy. mousesports with the ballsiest play I've seen all day there.
That's crazy. You need 4 seconds to plant the bomb, right? And I didn't think they had a chance in hell of getting that one down. They somehow make it work there. That was a real touch-and-go moment for them, but they capitalized. Chris J finding that close-range AWP shot keeps them alive in the round, and they're able to finish off cajunb in the end and get their 5th on the board here. They don't have 5 AKs once again. Don't manage to salvage the AK-40, the AWP, sorry. And we go into the final round of the half. 9 plays 5 in favor of Astralis. Big round for either team here. If mousesports can get 6 in the first half, I'd say it's a pretty successful campaign for them. Let's see how they approach this one. Going very passively right now, waiting for any CT aggression. You can see next, seeing if dupreeh has the same sort of play there into towards the underpass. This time, the CT's not committing as heavily.
I certainly agree with that, Henry. If they can pick up 6 rounds, they'll be happy with that, considering at one point they were 8-4, and they let a couple rounds slip through their fingers that they really should have taken. So they could still have another couple cracks at this map.
I think so. Well, they're not committing to anything just yet. Haven't gone for their traditional mid control. It's going to be karrigan towards that window area. But the T's still have 5 smoke grenades. You can feel a heavy execution coming in any second now. But devve has made his way all the way to the end of Palace here. This is interesting. And he does actually take down Nico as well. Huge scalp to take in the context of this round. One of the biggest fraggers taken down. And now a real chance here for Astralis just to fall back and wait for the T's to make their next move.
Smoke onto jungle from mousesports, maybe trying to fake out the A push, and actually the bulk of their aggression is coming through onto short. Still time to play with. We saw they were ice cold in their decision making, just about getting that bomb down the nick of time. This time they will be moving to B. There's 3 CTs there to greet them though. Nex is going to get the entry frag. That forces cajunb out. He can't get the frag on the first time of asking, but Nex is there. He finally gets traded out though. 20 seconds left, and it's all on Chris J. He is a beast, but he's only got the AK-47. And he is coming up against 3 angry Danes who are desperate to get double digits. First frag comes down. cajunb's only a bullet away from death right now. 5 seconds, he has to go for this plant if he wants to clutch this round, and he's not going to get it done.
Armor. Zipex will have the smoke grenade, and he's actually upgraded karrigan to raid boss, as it's been coined, which means he gets the Tech 9 and body armor as well, allowing him to be a lot stronger going into certain situations and actually lead the charge and try and get those entry kills. No kits purchased from mousesports as well. Not going to be showing the aggression we suggested may be a possibility here. As both teams kind of just holding up for a second. It looks like Astralis will be going towards the A side of the map. The smoke has been thrown, so you'd assume an execute coming in very shortly.
Yeah, and the raid boss of karrigan has that Tech 9, which is so potent up close and personal, and he's going through connector with it as well. So let's see if he can get that first kill. He has spotted a potential victim in the form of Nico, who is there. Meanwhile, Dennis is going to put down the damage. Nico has been picked off by karrigan with the second. He's making that weapon work for him. And this is a must-win round, as you said before, Henry. And mousesports do have the player advantage, but Chris J and Dennis are both low. And still, that Tech 9 is just wreaking havoc. Chris J with another frag. He finally gets traded out from karrigan, who's actually on for the ace right now. He has 3 frags. And this 1 versus 2 has time to play with. The only downside, he doesn't have the bomb. It's on A site, and the CTs know it.
Yeah, they're aware of his position as well. You can see them checking it out. Dennis is low HP, but if karrigan can land this first shot, which he does, and next punishes him, fantastic USB headshot to secure the round. A must-win for mousesports, and they do it. Fantastic work from them. The 2-on-1 played very efficiently as well, making sure they had every possibility covered. And next, one of the breakout players of 2015, continuing his form here at their first event of 2016. As now then, mousesports are going to be justifying 2 SMGs, a FAMAS on towards Dennis, and interesting enough though, Astralis will be going for the full force buy here. They have not invested so heavily on karrigan. Once again, he's the AWP on this map. And I think this is pretty standard. If you don't get the bomb down on the T side pistol, you normally are going to force buy the Tech-9s next round regardless. Let's see what they can do here. chrisJ with his scout in hand here, and a very passive setup from the CT so far. You can see Speedy just getting nice and close range there towards short, hoping he can find something there, but the T's not really showing their hand just yet. They're very spread out, not committed to any particular zone. Oh, a misthrown flashbang there.
Fortunately, it doesn't affect them too bad.
They have 1 smoke. I'd assume it's going to be more the same. Throw a smoke over. They haven't got a flashbang. It's going to be just a complete burst onto the bomb site. This is probably one of the situations where you just burst in as soon as the smoke's thrown. Here it comes, but dupreeh opens it up. He does take down Speedy, and at least gives him a chance going into this round.
Nico's going to use that UMP close range to take out cajunb, who was looking for that headshot into the window, which is where the scout of chrisJ was lurking. 45 seconds. Here come the smokes. And therefore, you're expecting the terrorists to push right in. Behind them, dupreeh's landed yet another 1 deek. This is starting to get a bit dangerous for mousesports. They do get the frag, but just after the bomb is planted. So now mousesports, what do you have in your locker? They've got a defuse kit in the hands of chrisJ. He's got an incendiary grenade as well. He's thrown that onto ramp. It's not going to affect device, though. He can just hide up on Tetris. And remember, with that bomb being down, it's mousesports who have to make the moves right now. And they have both been picked up in the dying embers of the round. A big round there for mousesports, but a bomb plant for Astralis. Pretty decent.
That's what they really needed going into that round. There's going to be 2-0, but it means they can actually they can have decent money going into this round. I think they'll probably have like 2,700 or so, yeah. So they can definitely have a nice healthy buy going to the next one. karrigan's pulled out the revolver.
Hello.
Who's taking the revolver? Who fancies their chances? We saw it in the last game, actually. Snacks put it out. Maybe it's the new secret weapon of 2016, as it's going to be dupreeh wielding the revolver. It's a weapon that got heavily nerfed and was made almost redundant after the nerf. So let's see what we can do with it. dupreeh towards the top of middle. I'm glad we are watching him. Let's see if he can whip it out Wild West style and make something happen.
Needs to channel his inner Clint Eastwood here. Get some dirty Harry up in this game.
Nope. Again, it's a little bit lackluster there. Astralis not really able to do anything this round, not inflicting any damage whatsoever. Just going to be karrigan remaining with the Glock as he runs through the smoke to his certain death there, and Dennis is more than happy to oblige. So 3 in a row for mousesports, bouncing back pretty nicely here. We go into the first gun round. Device is actually being chucked over the AWP. It was karrigan who didn't invest too heavily into that second round. He drops it over. And this is an important one. You can see mousesports have opted to keep their scout as well, and a FAMAS on Dennis, trying to keep the money as strong as possible here going forward.
Yeah, chrisJ, in these kind of situations, we saw this in Dust 2 as well against VP, he'll always keep the scout. He's so confident with this weapon. Oh, that grenade, though. Right to the face, and only does 18 HP. Okay, cool. Today I learned you can tank nades off the forehead.
Well, it looks like Astralis are going to be favouring towards that B-bomb site. You can see they have 1 player in the form of Zipex towards the A side of the map by himself. Similar plays to what Nico was trying to do before, trying to show some sort of attention towards the CTs there and maybe keep them towards that A site as long as possible. He's going to start making his way back towards B here. He could go and hold towards top and middle as his teammates make their play in towards B, and then he can watch the rotations and give decent calls in that position. But devve now trying to just work that first pick, but next waiting with the flashbang in hand.
This is a solid setup for mousesports right now. As a flash does come in, not deciding to pounce on top of that, and you can see from Astralis' point of view, they know exactly what could be coming up, and Device was waiting, missed his shot, but his teammate was there. Speedy will take out dupreeh, as I think he was caught trying to flashbang out. That's a pretty solid turn of events for mousesports, as chrisJ is going to open up as well. Nico has been picked off, but it doesn't matter because Speedy's there. cajunb now has to walk over the corpses of his teammates to try and salvage this round in a 1 versus 3 and 30 seconds. This next frag needs to come thick and it needs to come fast for him.
Yeah, absolutely. can grab the bomb we wanted to. This kill is going to be huge. He actually manages to land it as well. Speedy potentially overfacing a little bit there. They just need to make him plant. The time's low. He has to get onto the bomb side. The fact he's even shown there is pretty questionable, but here we go then, 2-on-1. cajunb does make his way onto the site. They are aware of his position. He should be taken down here. They need to play together, and which they do. Chris J gets the final kill there. It got a bit hairy there with the kill from Speedy, but they managed to capitalize and take the 4th round. It currently stands at Astralis 10, mousesports 9. As we mentioned before, Chris keeping that scout keeps the money pretty strong there for the CTs. Chris J currently set on $6,200. And now Astralis onto the quasi-buy. So trying to keep their money around the 2K mark. They can invest in smoke grenades here, and this is the go-to tactic when you're on these quasi-buys. Do the full wall of smokes on towards the A-bomb site. Try and get a plant down, make it uncomfortable for the CTs, and you can see them just kind of waiting out, I was going to say, for the incendiaries, but they have to run straight through them now.
Yeah, because these smokes have been thrown already, so if they want to get into the site, it needs to be right here, right now. That's exactly what's happening. Dennis, though, with a FAMAS, putting it to good use. Him and Nico both open their accounts, and
he salvages it, but that's a great opening kill there from Dennis. And mousesports here really are in a powerful position going forward. The money's still not going to be great for Astralis next round, as mousesports potentially here going to their 14th round.
They really should. In this kind of situation, though, they've been playing on their CT side. I can't really foresee a way that Astralis get back into this round. It's going to take some crazy frags from cajunb with that AK-47.
Yeah, absolutely.
Otherwise, this is going to be a 2-round lead for mousesports. Flashbangs onto ramp. Still 2 players situated on the site with a 3rd in jungle, which is Chris J and his orb. So whichever way you look at this, Astralis right back to the drawing board. And remember, this is hot off that tactical pause as well. It just went completely wrong instantly afterwards. Nico with the M4 doing work. Bomb has been dropped. dupreeh with the Glock headshot. We'll try and even up this round. Next, though, is going to get the simple frag, and here comes Dennis with a double spray down. Good hold for mousesports. Only lose 1 player. And Astralis now with this AK-47 buy, they simply have to make this work, or mousesports could potentially upset for the 2nd time today.
I think you may be right. This definitely would be an upset. mousesports recently changing over the tactical proceedings towards Nico. godb obviously being renowned as one of the best tactical leaders of the game, removed from the lineup. And it seems like mousesports, some of their best results to date, as they have taken out Reedtz and potentially taken down Astralis here in their 2nd match. DreamHack as we go into round number 27. As I mentioned before, money definitely a problem here. karrigan just on the Tech 9. They have got 4 rifles. One of those is the Galil onto devve. And the first pick coming in. Chris J pushing into B apartments. Does take down cajunb and gives them the man advantage once more. Allows them to go much more in a passive position and make the T's work for it. The problem is they have no real utility to execute whatsoever. They need to be working picks here. And they have 1 smoke to play with. devve with the smoke grenade. The T's have no real positional control of the map whatsoever. They're so far gone out of this round. Someone has to go absolutely massive here. And this could be the moment, but it's not. Nico pushes in aggressively with the flashbang from his teammate and actually picks up the kill onto devve as well. 5-on-3 situation. karrigan does salvage the bomb, but it's so far away from his teammates. I'm not really sure what the plan is here.
When you don't have much utility, you really do lean on those entry frags. And Astralis have been sorely lacking in that department on their T side. So it really doesn't bode too well. mousesports can just sit in these positions and they will be golden. Astralis, all the pressure mounting on their shoulders, 35 seconds. They do have a triple pronged attack coming in, but Nico on Shadow is going to get those frags every day of the week. Beautiful frag from karrigan, 2nd kill for him as well. And that AWP shot misses from Chris J, 20 seconds left. The Molly's going to land off the wall. Surely this can't happen. Next, misses his opportunity. The bomb is going to get planted in the smoke. There's Chris J, finally comes good with the 5-7. And now Xyp9x in a 1 versus 2. First frag goes down. This could be very doable for Astralis. This could keep them in this game. The smoke comes down. Chris J does have a defuse kit. And Xyp9x is going to have to play this one ice cold. Chris J still hoping for a millimeter to pop out of ramp so he can convert the flick shot. Nothing just yet. Xyp9x has balls of steel, by the way. He just walks away. He's like, no, I'm not buying it, mate.
That's crazy. It was a 4-on-2. Somehow Astralis with no utility, nothing to play with whatsoever, keep themselves in this game. Xyp9x once again with a 2-on-1 clutch. Balls of steel, as you said. That's a crazy situation for him to win. And mousesports, once again, looks like they had everything tied up, everything was going perfectly for them, and finding the initial frags there, just needed to play the round together, and once again, they're just isolated from each other. That's the point where chris J should be coming in and facing, but the smoke, I guess, just kept him out of the round. Zipex with his second super important clutch there, and pulls it off and keeps Astralis in this. Let's see where it leads to now, because once again, Astralis not with much to play with. Tech9s and Gilils once more. Looks like Dennis going for the initial kill. It's good once again. Takes down cajunb. Seems like a common trend here, but dupreeh so fast from that connector. Nico does manage to bring it down to the 4-on-3 in their favor once more, but this situation you never count Astralis out of.
Absolutely not, because guess who's still alive? The Clutch King himself, Zitnix, is still there.
Every time.
Palace. And fair enough, he doesn't have any vision just yet, but that smoke is going to dissipate fairly soon. And time is on their side. Bomb now maneuvering itself over on that B side. karrigan, as you can see up on the mini-map, using that one. Device with the Tech9. Just hoping that someone pushes short here for information. He gets that free frag, but it's not going to happen. mousesports learn from some of those mistakes. They are pretty much stationary across the board.
The problem for Astralis is they haven't actually got any rounds in a row so far. They keep winning one with crazy clutches, and then they lose the subsequent round. If they lose this round after this, they're broke again, and that's pretty much GG. Another must-win round going forward here as they edge their way towards the B-bomb site. It's going to be the Zipex leading the charge. You can see Speedy waiting behind the bench. He has got backup from Nex as well. The flashbangs will come over from karrigan. He's got the bomb as well, and this first pick's going to mean everything. Maybe they're just trying to bait out some nades at the moment. They're not really committing after this flashbangs come in, and there it is. The Molotovs will be chucked into the apartments. Just trying to see if there's anything they can do yet. As the first pick comes in, Nex is the man to take it.
Those flashbangs not really paying off for Astralis. There's going to have to be raw fragging power, and it's not going to come through. Next with a double at the end. Gives 2 match points for mousesports, and as you called before, Henry, that is garbage economy. This is a bargain bucket. They're scraping the bottom of that barrel right now.
Just to put things in context right now, Astralis have won 3 rounds this half. 2 of them have been absolutely nuts clutches coming in from Zipex. These have not been convincing rounds they've won. And there we go, mousesports reset the economy once more, get themselves onto map and match point here. And Astralis have no choice but to fully force buy into this round. They have 1 rifle, it's the Gilil, and they're just going emphatically towards the mid-area here, seeing if they can make anything happen. And the smokes are dropped, but they're unable to get any real control so far. The CTs still showing a lot of positional control towards that connector area. It's going to be Nico going down to 7 HP. Speedy goes down low as well. The T's now only have 1 flashbang to play with. They haven't really gained anything. And that initial aggression coming in. Device getting his way towards lower ramp. He has got backup from karrigan, but what is the plan here? How can you get into the bomb site with just a flashbang and Tech9s?
Has to be an entry.
An age-old question.
It just has to be an entry right now. Intelligently, dupreeh and cajunb switched weapons, as it was dupreeh who ate the damage before. So now it's cajunb with that Gilil. And this is where the Deagle can just be an absolute terror. If they can get that sexy 1D, this is possible. dupreeh's going in first, as expected with the Deagle. 3-pronged attack again from the terrorists, but as you said, a lack of utility. mousesports may be a bit too worried here with 2 low players. They're playing a very deep defense, maybe going to be playing for the retake.
Well, there's the first kill coming in from Speedy, brings it to 5 and 4, 35 seconds remaining. They are pretty much committed to this stage. Someone needs to make something happen. It has to be cajunb, the only man with a rifle. chris J taking down Zipex. Bomb will be planted, but this retake, I'm not really sure it's one they can hold off.
It's going to be so difficult. I suppose the good news, though, for Astralis is 2 players are low, but cajunb is going to have to make that Gilil sing. Meanwhile, karrigan goes back to Tetris. Just waiting for the CTs to push him. He goes for the peek. He's not going to get anything done. Oh, actually, he gets himself a double. No, he doesn't. Dennis got the team kill just beforehand. 2v3 now. cajunb's in a good position on jungle. And this funnels the counter-terrorist into a bottleneck, but Nex somehow gets the upper hand. Here comes karrigan, and he's going to switch across to the M4. This is looking great, and Astralis get the clutch and keep themselves in Mirage.
How does this keep happening? These ridiculous clutches out of nowhere. karrigan, 3-on-1 with the Tech9 somehow keeps Astralis in this game. You could see the look of disappointment on mousesports. They can't believe their luck. Once again, it's an absolutely unlosable situation from karrigan. This is crazy scenes. He's normally the guy who gets so close to these clutches and never actually delivers the good. And finally, he keeps Astralis back in this game. 15 plays 14. They get guns once again. And this is a real chance for them now. 1 round required to take it to overtime. And what a series this has been so far. Absolutely nuts clutches coming in here from Astralis.
karrigan pulls off
Unbelievable.
such a sexy clutch and then misses a sitter of an AWP shot. Did you see that window?
He's just still recovering, I think. I think he just needs to take stock now, calm down, realize you're one round away from it. Nico going aggressive here towards middle as well. He's trying to gain intel. There's not going to be any terrorists there, so this is actually really important. He gets towards the top of middle and gets in an advantageous position to hold off any rotators. This actually worked out pretty nicely for him. He's making his way towards T-spawn as well. The bomb is towards A. karrigan setting himself up for a smoke towards middle. One's going to land towards connector, and there it is. Nico capitalizing on that push, brings it back to the 5-on-4 in favor of mousesports once again, but it doesn't really matter as normally. It seems like Astralis can pull it off a clutch in whatever situation they're in.
So cheeky, pushes up, pretty much using Astralis' very aggressive CT side against them. They consistently did very similar things.
There we go then. 1 round required for mousesports, 40 seconds remaining. It's a 5-on-4 in their favor. Just leaving next towards that B-bomb side by himself for the meanwhile. As he has got 4 angry terrorists heading his way. You can see the CT's kind of responding to that now, adjusting their setup.
Again, it has to come down to the entries here from Astralis. The flashbangs are connecting. dupreeh with a deagle. 20 seconds to reclaim this map and take us into overtime. Speedy on the close angle. Xyp9x again. It wouldn't be anyone else with 2 kills, and now suddenly Astralis have the player advantage with the bomb planted with 10 seconds to go. Both the CTs going to be coming through the window. Only 2 flashbangs to retake this site with. It's looking good for the overtime, and it's going to come down. cajunb with the final 2 frags.
15 plays 15. Astralis will be sticking onto the terrorist side here. There's MR3, 10K. There we go then. First round. mousesports not showing any real aggression here. Going to be maybe rattled here. Actually pushing in towards Palace here. And no AWPs to be purchased whatsoever. It's going to be Nico going aggressive once again, but dupreeh loves his connector area, getting in there with the smoke they have on the CT side.
I think you hit the nail on the head as well about resetting, but mousesports need to do that as well. They can't dwell too much on those lost chances.
You can't sit there and argue and get frustrated with it. It's reset for you as well.
Just get on with it.
You got that far before, you can do it again.
Yep.
Just need to be a little bit more contained in those clutch situations. So many city rounds thrown there, but what a game this is turning out to be. Dennis once again finds that first frag onto Xyp9x. They have the man advantage once more. I think I've said that about 5 times.
They found the bomb as well. Nico has just discovered a gold mine here. And he's got the frag on top of it.
It seems like there's a distinct lack of awareness from Astralis. The fact that these CT players are allowed to do this time and time again, whether it's pushing low around, pushing top and middle, they seem to find a frag to unsuspecting terrorists almost every single time. That's what's giving them the man advantage. So that rings true once more. It's a 4-on-3. The CTs have got full control of the bomb. It needs to be retaken now. Device, cajunb trying to do what they can here. Being flashed off and smoked out. Chris J does take down dupreeh. This should be the round tied up, surely.
Oh, cajunb, you're burning. He finally gets picked off from Dennis. AWP shot not quite connecting from device, and the fact that mousesports come out and could very well pick up this round clearly and convincingly definitely bodes well for them. Maybe dust off some of those cobwebs.
Well then, a convincing round once again. mousesports showing they're not backing down just yet, applying the pressure in all areas of the map. And as I mentioned before, Astralis look like a bit discombobulated right now, not really covering the key positions, allowing CTs to find those first picks by themselves. It's not like they're pushing up as a team. It's just Nico and Dennis pushing in low around, pushing up top and middle, and capitalizing each time, it seems. There we go. Device does save the AWP. The thing is, even in overtime right now, they lose this round, they could find themselves in disarray in terms of the economy game next round. mousesports, huge round for them once more.
It seems to me, Henry, I'm not sure if you'd agree with this, but mousesports typically, when they've won rounds, it's been down to teamwork and cohesion.
Yeah, absolutely.
When Astralis have won, it's been sick individual play.
mousesports should have won this game hands down. This should be over. But somehow it's just mousesports throwing the clutch situation, or someone just going absolutely sick on Astralis in the clutch situations. That karrigan ran out of Palace with Tech 9. I have no idea how he won that round. That shouldn't be happening. Same goes to that Xyp9x round as well. They didn't even get to the bomb before they had a chance to defuse. It's kind of none of these scenes going on, but here we go. Then we enter round number 2 of overtime. mousesports currently up 1-0. You can see Astralis now actually being a lot more passive. They're trying to wait for this aggression coming in. It's happened time and time again. This time, though, mousesports opting not to do it. I think they've probably realized they're going to catch on sooner or later. We can't keep doing that. It's not going to work out every single time. Flashing into a ramp there, just seeing if they can bait out some of the T's, maybe just hear some footsteps as to what's going on. Time ticking away, and the bomb is making its way back towards the A bomb site. It's going to be karrigan bringing it over. 3 CTs still towards A. And there's boost up into the window. It's actually going to be dupreeh. He's made his way into that window. I'm not not sure the CTs are actually be fully aware of this. Let's see what the reaction is. Dennis trying to spot towards connector.
Delayed push in Palace, very nearly works a charm for Nico. Gonna try and flash his way out there. Come out all guns blazing.
The boost working out for dupreeh. He finds that first kill, and you can see how difficult this is for the CTs now to hold off. Nico finds one, and so does Chris J, giving them a real chance of this round. That's the situation neutralized and actually going in favor of Astralis now. 3 plays 2. They will get the bomb down, and CTs both rotating through CT spawn. It's going to be Speedy and Next on the retake.
This game continues to yo-yo back and forth. Speedy nearly got the drop onto Device. 1 on 3. Player on firebox. Speedy knows this. Gonna try and use that smoke to his own advantage. Goes for the spray down, lands it. He's down to 49. And there's karrigan with the headshot. Astralis again. Just about hang on. 16-16.
Absolutely. dupreeh there getting boosted up into the window. Look like the CT's had that lack of awareness that time. He gets towards jungle, finds the first frag, and you see how panicked the CTs were. They were being aggressive towards Palace area, and one player on the bomb side, they really had to work so hard for those frags. Managed to bring it down to a competitive situation, but fortunately, Astralis did capitalize. And now we're seeing a little bit of a change of pace here from mousesports, sending 2 players towards middle. Device does take down Dennis. Finally, for once, it seems like they are getting the man advantage. He actually faced towards Palace there. As Nika trying to get the refrag, but Device, huge kill there. And that should open up the A bomb site. And it's the last round. The CTs have to go for the retake here, but what a round this has been so far from Device.
Nico just got absolutely wrecked. He'll be feeling sick to his stomach right now. Good flick shot from Chris J. We'll be hoping for more of the same. 3 on 3 retake. Device is low. And then here come the Molotovs. That's going to force cajunb out right into the embracing arms of Next. But actually, it's Speedy that gets that frag with the Molotov. And now the 2-on-1 retake comes in from Chris J. He's going to try and draw out players. Looks up to Palace, but
unwinnable.
The Terrorists are playing this one perfectly. The shoulder peeking, not giving him any real hope of getting this round under his belt. And he just doesn't have the time. He's going to have to stick on the site. Device is going to peek.
Yeah, that's how you
play. There we go.
You make him panic. He's looking at 2 situations once. You make him do 1 fake defuse, shoulder peek it, put him in. He's just standing in the open. You've got to be clear that he has another 5 seconds of defusing there. You can sacrifice 1 player at that point. Wait another 5 seconds, and at that point it's just an easy frag. So very well played from Astralis. So they actually take the advantage on their T side after that huge disadvantage they had in the actual regulation time on the Terrorist side, just only getting rounds with clutches. They actually win the first half of overtime, 2-1 here. So they're in fantastic stead here. This T side is what they struggled on the most. They actually won 10-5 on their CT half, if you remember. So maybe this is where they can actually step up now and finish this one off. mousesports would be so gutted, and I'd be gutted for them as well. It seems like this was their game to take, but sometimes those are the breaks. As we go into the first round of the second half now. Astralis putting karrigan back onto the AWP. We'll be back towards the B Palmer's area. And it looks like a full A execution coming in from the German side.
Super important round here for mousesports. It goes without saying. And Dennis is going to be the first to chime in with frags. Both cajunb and Device feel the force. And that is going to pretty much gift wrap that bomb plant for mousesports. Astralis now. Zipnix is going to bag himself a frag through the smoke in the head of Dennis, keeping this round interesting. But it appears that Astralis are giving up the chase here. They're actually going to back off onto B site, save the weapons, play.
As I mentioned before, like, you may think it's like it's MR3, it's 10K. You can actually, on the CT side especially, if you lose all the AWPs and all the rifles and you then lose the next round, you're actually in a full eco. So like, you have nothing to work for in the third round. So it's actually kind of appreciate this. They've worked out it's an unwinnable situation. And hats off to Dennis on those entry frags. It's pretty simple execution. What they actually did was quite funny. This is what Dignitas used to run, actually, is when you do all the smokes over the top, and as the smokes are all coming up and the CTs are just getting ready to react, you actually burst out onto the bomb site before anything blooms or anything goes off and catch the CTs with grenades in their hands. And that can work so effectively, especially in an overtime situation. It's actually pretty impressive from mousesports there. They tie things up, bring it to 17-17. And there we go then, second round. We can see karrigan still on the AWP, obviously saved that from last round. And this time Chris J will be rewarding himself. He's currently sat on 32 frags. He's had a great Mirage campaign here.
Yeah, 2 top fraggers, both on mousesports. Nico with 30 as well. 19, of course, that magic number that both teams are battling for. Chris J going for that early peak. Can he reap the rewards? No, karrigan had the advantage. He was just stationary, waiting for a pixel to show up on his screen. And will execute to perfection. And that's a key first frag, because we just said Chris J has been the man for mousesports today.
Yeah, absolutely. 1 minute 20 remains. karrigan does find that first pick. You can see the T's now questioning themselves. They know the AWP is towards B. You can see them maybe rotating back towards mid here. They still have 3 smoke grenades here and 3 Molotovs, so definitely not out of the round just yet. No one from the CT really committing either. You can see it's just a battle of wits right now. Who can make the next move?
Players just jumping. It's devve and Astralis. He's just jumping over on the CT boxes, waiting for Mouse to show themselves. And again, it's going to be a pretty similar strat. 3 players coming up through ramp, with 1 likely going to be looking for the back attack. That's going to be Nico. Then maybe wrapping himself through connector. cajunb goes out, at least trades out a frag before falling, which is really the best case scenario because he was burning alive at the same time. Nico is going to find the same fate, and that puts a lot of pressure, a lot of stress on the shoulders of Speedy and Nex. They'll be charging on through. Here comes Nex, first frag lands for him. 20 seconds, 1 versus 3, and Xyp9x is there to deliver the fatal shot, and that will give Astralis their first match point.
Yes, you're absolutely right there. karrigan finding that first frag, funneling the T towards that A bomb site. mousesports did manage to find a couple of frags, but it wasn't meant to be that. Next left in a pretty much unwinnable situation at 3-on-1 with no bomb plant, so this means everything now as we enter round number 6 and the final round of the half. mousesports need this to stay alive here. As karrigan, there's no fear whatsoever, forces towards the top of middle, misses the shot but manages to get away with it. Did have backup from his teammates towards the window as well, so lucky to get away with that one. Could have gone either way. And now the terrorist a little bit scared as to actually enter that mid area.
Astralis with a hit and run kind of strategic play here. As you say, karrigan does miss that shot but gets away with it. So that's the important part for Astralis. Flashbang going to be landing. Xyp9x is going to push after this one. He checks the wrong angle, and Nico will put him down. 2 entries over on B side. A lot rests on the shoulders of devve until the cavalry arrives, and he is going to put down the first frag, pushing through smoke. This is doable from him, but that's Speedy. devve lands another shot. 2-on-2 now. cajunb finally shows up. And Nico, you'd want no one else in this situation. The first frag comes down, and he clutches! Unbelievable!
There we go to 18-18. Double AWP setup coming out for Astralis this time. It's going to be cajunb and karrigan here, so a change of pace for them. They normally just rely on karrigan for the AWP this time, so you'd assume cajun will be towards that A-bomb site.
Such a sick game of Counter-Strike. Both teams have had a chance to win as well. It's important to mention. Astralis have had 1 match point. I believe mousesports had 2.
There we go then. mousesports committing 4 players towards the B side of the map. They have got 1 towards just watching for any aggression towards the top of mid, and Nico looking for any aggression that devve has shown as well a lot of the times.
This is super risky as well though, Henry, for the reasons you mentioned. The economy could prove to be a factor here if Astralis can't convert this round with putting so much into this with double AWPs, but they have picked up the first kill, which is certainly going to help matters for them. The bomb is transitioning over onto the A side. Nico drops down onto devve. That's a big kill. And A almost completely vacated from Astralis. They're assuming this would be a B play. cajunb misses a big shot, does get on the second time of asking. Both the AWPs have came good in this round, but so has Dennis. Headshot onto cajunb, his second frag of the round. The bomb is dropped, but Chris J could be the key man.
Got Chris J coming into this ladder run here. Rule spot karrigan actually gets unlucky with the timing there. And this kill is going to mean everything. karrigan goes to the cheeky one, and all of a sudden he's got the advantage. The reload comes in. Chris J gets away with his life though. karrigan and Chris J missing shots there. This is kind of a crazy situation. As now then we have dupreeh spotting Dennis and taking him down as well. Just going to leave Chris J in the 2-on-1 situation. 20 seconds to play with. No bomb down just yet. And you can see the CTs just playing this one out. They know they have the advantage. dupreeh should be able to get his kill pretty convincingly though. Doesn't actually take it down straight away. Chris J surely is not winnable.
You think so?
Seconds. Surely out of this now.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Jeez, karrigan, you scared me. You scared me there, sir.
These rounds are really, really exciting. It's so cool to see 2 teams are really going at it, putting everything they've got into every single round. And Chris J definitely had a look into it. That kill towards Ladderum, he got so unlucky with the timing because he caught karrigan completely in the back there. But some sort of jump karrigan did, like took him out of sight, and then he spotted him, and no one could land the shot, and he somehow survives. It was kind of a nuts round, but there we go. Astralis will take the first one there. 19 plays 18. going back to the single orb setup here. cajunb probably not feeling it. Did have a couple of whiffs there in the last round, so we're returning back to the M4. Looks like it's a full AXQ coming in from mousesports this time. All 5 players committed to that side of the map. You'd assume this time maybe more of a traditional setup with the smoke. It's not going to be running in before they bloom. We can see, yeah, they are going to be waiting a little bit longer, but first pick coming in for karrigan.
Easy picking, second as well. He is proving to be a turret that is just unkillable. Well, I say that, but chrisJ comes back with 2 of his own AWP frags. Keeping mousesports in this round, however, cue the Jaws music, dupreeh. He's on the prowl.
Uh-oh.
Nico solo as well. Is he just going to buy this time and win?
Oh.
What? dupreeh! What just happened? Still, though, it's important to mention that mousesports, this is by no means a gimme. They're both so low on HP. Astralis should still have this.
Definitely still should have this. You can see Nico on 4 HP, Speedy on 20. The CT is probably aware of the situation. There it is. Zipex goes to the face, takes down the bomb carrier as well. Just going to leave Speedy in the 2-on-1 situation with no HP. The player has got time on his side. That's about it. That's probably the best plan he could have gone for. If he can get away with this and get in a decent position, a real chance to do something with it. Well, not the best position though. It's a one and done situation with this kind of play.
This is a venge frag all day as far as Astralis are concerned.
Exactly.
Give away 1 life. Trade it out, Speedy! Oh my...
That's all he could have really hoped for. Low HP, get himself in that position. As soon as the first frag is made, you're always going to get that revenge coming in and winning the round.
The way this game's been going, I thought, you know...
Yeah, to be fair,
right?
We've seen crazier things happen this game, it has to be said. But there we go, Astralis get themselves 1 step closer again. 2 in a row for them. And you can see karrigan really stepping up in this round. Finds those 2 first frags. dupreeh, though.
That was the moment there. I thought
he didn't land that shot, but there it is. Into round number 3 now.
mousesports, again, trying to battle from behind. I think this is maybe the biggest lead we've seen from Astralis since that first half. So are they going to be able to convert this? chrisJ has opened up this round with the first frag. And that forces the CTs to quickly react, and they have done so. 2 players on B, one of which is going to be dupreeh. He's now moving into window. And you can see that mousesports, after that first pick, aren't too interested in playing aggressive. They've dropped the bomb, and they are just trying to bunch up and hope that Astralis makes some mistakes while looking for information.
There we go. They've got the man advantage. There's karrigan. That's a huge scalp to take, considering how effective he has been in the AWP in this overtime section. mousesports with the advantage here. I'd say this is a must-win round for them. Currently at 2-0. They need to be taking something away from this half. And they're rotating back towards the A-bomb site as well. We can see play up. Waiting for that. There it is. Dennis finds that first frag from connector, and now they have a real chance. It's this cajunb in lower round, lying in wait, takes the first kill onto Nico, does get taken down, and mousesports finally making something of this. Just going to be Zipex left in the 1 versus 4. Might as well go for it. It's the last round of this overtime. And he's coming in from connector as well. If he pulls this one off Metis, I'm done. That will be it for me.
And to be honest, I think that would be done for mousesports. They probably all just quit, because this would be absolutely terrible if they were to throw this away. Zipnex has got the first. 3 more though. Needs to rinse and repeat here. Flashbang up, looking for that second. Spots the player in sandwich. That's going to be Dennis who's pushing him. Gets the second frag, and both of these have been pretty clean. He has a defuse kit. Has already used that smoke. Is he just going to go and try and stick on this?
Yeah,
play the mind games, maybe?
It was a nice try. He got 2 frags out of it, but that's pretty much going to be it now. Those are the fake defuse. Speedy takes him down, and finally, mousesports will get one for their troubles here, not making it a complete whitewash. Zipex will burn alive there towards the end as well, but there we go. Interesting half. I feel like we could be seeing another overtime potentially here, Metis. No one's really running away with this one so far.
Well, if this game's taught me anything, it's that anything's possible.
Absolutely.
Absolutely anything. So I would definitely not hold it into absolute certainty that Astralis are going to convert this and take it away. mousesports now on the CT side. This is typically where they have played better today.
Yeah.
On Mirage. They've bagged themselves a bunch of rounds in regulation time. Came back from 10-5 deficit and just joined us.
The only rounds they were really losing, as we mentioned before, is just insane clutches coming in from Astralis. Huge individual plays. So, 2 required from Astralis to take the victory here. Let's see what they can do with that. Round number 4, second half.
I was curious if we were going to see another fast push from mousesports. They did it so many times on their CT side. but instead opting for the more static approach, playing disciplined Counter-Strike.
You can see the shift in setup from mousesports. They've actually just sent Chris J over with such a passive setup towards B. He's just on the AWP towards kitchen, and this could be a problem because you can see the T's have made their way up towards short as well. Chris J, readjusting his position now, realized the call is coming. They've lost control of that part of the map. Rotation should be coming in soon to help him out. He will be going towards bench, and there it is. Does take down devve as well. 5-on-4, Chris J keeping up his incredible form he's had throughout this tournament. And takes down one of the heavy hitters of the Danish side as well.
How many times has Chris J bailed them out on this CT side with those opening picks? Time and time and time again. And he is still alive and kicking with full HP to boot, as is everyone else on mousesports. Spoke too soon. Nico meets his demise courtesy of connector, which is dupreeh. And I believe he caught a glimpse of 2 players. That's information that will be traversing to the rest of his team. karrigan, in the meanwhile, will shut down next. Dennis is in prime position. He needs to be the double spray down. Looking for a third as well. Can't get it done, but does buy up enough time. Zipnex now comes in. And we've came full circle. Chris J opens up the round, and now he needs to close it off of mousesports. He's got the AWP. And you know he is capable of crazy. Andersen just gets peaked from dupreeh.
Wow,
21-19.
That's such a fearless face from dupreeh, considering he knows he has the AWP as well. The fact he capitalizes and takes him down as well, that's kind of nuts. And there we go then. Dennis, this was such sick spray control from him. Just transferring over to cajunb, locking it down. Could have saved the round there and then, but Astralis bring themselves in. One more required. It's Chris J now back on the AWP. Will be facing back towards middle. Smoke's out of position right now. May have just spotted karrigan there jumping across. No real aggression coming in from either team so far. Looks like 4 players though for Astralis are committed towards the A side of the map. It's going to be devve with the AWP this time towards Palace. Looking towards jungle, seeing if he can find an opening pick here. No one going to be rotating that position just yet.
Got to feel that Dennis could very well be the man for mousesports in this round. If he plays his cards right, he could bang himself a hatful of frags, but instead backs on away. Better safe than sorry. Astralis are going to be using karrigan again through onto connector. Dennis just playing the angle, not going for the pop flash beforehand, and he has been picked off. It's not looking good for mousesports anymore. Smokes are landing. That bomb will be planted now on the site unless Chris J has something to say about it. There's the first frag for him. Okay. And the bomb has been dropped. So someone has to scurry and pick that one up for their team. Nico comes in as well. Mouse, are you about to dodge another bullet? Well, devve is going to say no. Shuts down Chris J. 3 plays 3. Nico's low. Oh, and Nex has been picked off. That is a huge frag for Astralis. And that could be mousesports now circling the drain. They're doing significant damage, though, onto dupreeh, down to 8 HP. There's the frag, though, from devve onto Nico. And now it's all on Speedy. And he can't get it done. Astralis are going to take it in the second overtime, 22-19.
We've got to feel bad for mousesports there. How many times did they come in touching distance there in regulation time? You felt like they should have taken that. They shouldn't have even gone to overtime. Right? It was about 3 or 4 clutch situations they won. It didn't even feel like a convincing